I grew up off of Linwood and Buena Vista, Detroit, Michigan. The area itself, it could get violent, but potentially it wasn't always violent, you know, but it was like always violence in the area. And I had went to an alternative school, which is like a little sister school for Southfield High School, which was called SRAC, and that stood for Southfield Regional Academic Campus. I ended up getting arrested right before I got into 12th grade because I didn't have no type of foundations or no type even standards to look up to. Temptations had started to sprout about. You know, I was tempted with things that I like to do, and it just led me astray and then led me down the wrong path.
At the age of 16, Rashawn was arrested for a nonviolent crime and charged with 11 felonies as a first-time offense.
I did 5 months in a juvenile facility. After the 5 months, I was waived as an adult, and I had to do 2 weeks into a county jail. 2 weeks after I was in the county jail, I was sent to prison. And from prison, I had did 2-3 months in the quarantine before I was shipped off into an actual facility, and I had to do 5.5 years in prison. My mother was my biggest supporter. Her and my younger cousin, his name was Jeremy Brown. They were the only two people in my sentence. And I know it devastated her because she was so busy at work, she couldn't keep an eye on us, and there was no one else in the household to maintain supervision over us. So when these charges and everything was brought about, she was dumbstruck. She's like, nah, my baby didn't do that. My baby couldn't do that, you know what I mean? And not that she was being naive to it, it's just that it was just so crazy to her. She never turned her back on me. Every step of the way from the juvenile place, she was there every week. Every Sunday I had visits. The furthest my mom had to drive was like 3 hours away, you know, from home to Muskegon. Every time she seen me, kept telling me, boy, stop growing, stop getting taller, you know, because I had a growth spurt when I was locked up. And I like 5'10", then I sprouted to like 6'5", 6'6". I started off like a rocket. And I made it on the dean's list. And when I first came home, this is my first time ever in college. I came like straight out from an institution to college, which it wasn't a hard transition at all because I went from one institution to the next. So I already had that instilled with me that, okay, if I could reluctantly do 6 years here, I could do 2 years here. I felt good. I felt amazing. I didn't get much sleep the night before. Just like the night before I ended up paroling to go home. You know, I'm not gonna sleep before because so much anticipation behind it, so much excitement and energy. But once I had graduated, it's like, I'm here. This is what I worked to get to. And it made me realize that this moment is precious. First and foremost, I walked it for my mother. She didn't graduate, but she put her dreams aside because she had 4 children, and I'm the baby of them. Just a month before, one of my oldest brother graduated from Oakland County Community College. And before that, nobody in our family graduated from college. I want my graduation make all her sacrifices worth it. And I believe I did. You know, it made her happy. To be back in Wayne County again after graduation is what one of my favorite artists would say. This is what I would consider a victory lap, you know. After, you know, won and you already done put in the work for everything you wanted to do. You gotta take another walk through to be able to sit back and reflect, be thankful, be grateful, which I am. I really started playing basketball because a lot of people was like, bro, you should go play ball. And then there's people that wouldn't even get a next man props. It wouldn't even be like, people like, bro, I ain't no homo, but you got a good physique, you do this and do that. Like, people will really come up to me, like, make you believe in something that you never believed in yourself.
2 weeks after Rashawn was released from prison, he ran into Terrence Willard at Fitness USA.
So I'm in the gym at LA Fitness. And I see this kid running up and down the court, grabbing rebounds, dunking the ball. I'm like, well, who is this young guy? Because I know all the other players. And so I go up to him and we just start talking a little bit, trying to build and figure out who he was. And he told me, you know, who he was, and he just came home from prison. And I said, man, you want to play college basketball? Not really knowing who I was on call. So we started talking a little bit more. Told me he had his GED. I said, okay, I'm gonna make some calls. And so I had 2 guys on my list. One guy locally was Coach Turner. My other guy was Lester Neal, who went to Arizona State, coaches in California. So I said, let me call Coach Turner. I called Coach Turner. I said, Coach, man, I got a kid that, you know, he has some issues, man, but I think he's a good kid. I said, he's gonna be your hardest worker. And Coach said, I'll take him, sight unseen. So this doesn't happen without trust. without Brown's trust, without us having a good relationship, without Coach Turner trusting me and my word, and just to see this young man graduate, make his mother proud, now go on to University of Michigan Dearborn to continue his basketball career. But I'm happy that he graduated. It was like a nephew. You know, he could be my nephew, he could be my son. You know, and to see that, I was just proud to have played a small role, because no one is successful by themselves. It takes everyone to nurture and support your greatness. And once again, without the relationship, we don't have this.
My biggest vision about my life and my purpose was that I need to improve on myself. And there was 3 aspects in which I would need to improve on, which was physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional. I said 3, but it's 4. And each and every day I try to find a way to do that. If it was physical, I'd make sure I'd be outside working out and playing basketball for my cardio. If it's mental, I make sure that I read, and I always used to read self-help books. Things to improve on my vocabulary, things to improve on certain areas of information that I didn't have, things that I was ignorant to, and I wanted to be able to learn and push myself. To be honest with you, especially in our household, we was never commended for good work, and we was never like, good job, this and that, you know. I'm gonna just say this, I wasn't used to getting as much love from so many people, you know what I mean, and it was great, you know what I mean, at the same time, and it just showed that I had to change myself psychologically. The presentation on which Coach Turner brought to me was a presentation of success. I feel like Wayne County is what I would call a fulcrum, in which it just supported my whole foundation. And without it, then everything else would have collapsed. Even the players on the team, they liked me and they embraced me. Usually people be like, oh, this guy coming, he might take our spot, he might do this, and they might shun away from him or push him away. But everybody welcomed me with open arms, and they wanted me to push myself, and they wanted me to push everybody around us. So it's like, Wayne County is like my family, you know?
I remember you first came to us, you were like a sponge. You wanted to grab everything, academically, athletically, you know, going past the classrooms, looking in at you. You were in the front of the classroom, you were leaning forward in your chair, so we knew you were very eager to learn. And you did the same thing on the basketball court. First one in, last one out, always hustling. Coach Williams, what did you see?
A kid that had drive. He had a lot of drive. Like Coach said, a sponge. He always came up and asked questions. What is it that I can do better? You know, how do I get to the next level? He always been that kid where mannerable, respectful, always been about his class, always cared about his teammates, you know, even if he had to get on them, you know. There's nothing that he wouldn't do, you know, for his teammates, you know, or just for anybody else, you know. He always showed that type of character.
Yeah, a true leader, definitely.
I remember before I came to Wayne County, I was attending Henry Ford, and I was going back and forth with their coaches and with their students. And it wasn't an issue, but I remember when I first came to Wayne County, just the presentation was different, and I knew that the decision I had to make was going to affect my entire future. And the presentation that the coach was telling me is that if you want to come here, you're not going to come here just to play basketball, or just to be an athlete. The main thing that they always stuck on was that you're going to be a student athlete. They always put the student before the athlete, and they want to make sure that I got my degree. So I wouldn't have my degree, Wayne County, without these 2 gentlemen next to me. U of M, I want to excel. I'm going to excel. That's my plans. No days off, no rest, and ultimate focus, ultimate determination. I want to exceed my own expectations. I want to push myself, and I'm going to do these things. And success, that's my biggest plan for U of M. And that's all I can see. That's all I can feel.
Hi, I'm Garnet Archer, second-generation owner of Joe's Gallery here on the Livernois Avenue of Fashion. We focus on art, custom framing, and gifts. We really want to be your go-to location for anything that you need, unique for the home, the kitchen, the bathroom, but we also focus on commercial art pieces to help keep your clients happy and interested while they're waiting for you. Yes, we're open during construction, Monday through Saturday from 11 to 6:30. You can find us on Facebook at Joe's Gallery, and you can find us on Instagram at Joe's_gallery_Detroit. If you have any questions getting down to the Avenue of Fashion, just give us a call at 313-864-1401. Your community needs your support. Don't stop shopping on Livernois because of the construction. We need Livernois to keep going. Hope to see you soon.
Where's your golf club? What are you doing with the picnic basket?
It's for the picnic. We're gonna have a picnic. We're gonna go swimming.
You told me to meet you at the Chandler Park golf course.
I said meet at Chandler Park. So because Chandler Park has a water slide, a pool, a garden.
I thought that was gonna be after we worked up a sweat out here playing golf.
I didn't even know they had a golf course out here. So first of all.
Okay, so how about this? We don't have to do the full 18. Maybe we can just do 9. They might have some loaner clubs for you on the inside.
I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
Because my clubs are probably gonna be too short for you since you're so tall. But you could try.
I don't know how to play golf.
I'm gonna teach you. Golf is frustrating to learn, but it's a lot of fun.
I mean, all black people know how to play golf. It's Tiger Woods, you know.
All right, so we're gonna see if they've got some stuff you can use. All right, let's see what they can do for you.
Hi, welcome to Chandler Park. How may I help you?
Hi there, how are you today?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good, thanks. Do you have, you guys rent clubs? We need a
Yes,
set for
we do
this
have
one.
right-handed and left-handed clubs for a small fee.
All right, right-handed and no problem.
Line yourself up.
If we had gone swimming like I had planned on doing.
We can still do that. I've got my swim bag in the car.
All right.
I thought it was going to be a whole day of all the stuff that Chandler has to offer.
I mean, okay.
Right? We don't want people to just think Chandler Park is only about swimming.
You're right.
See?
You're right. Keep my eye on the flag. I'm gonna angle my body. Do it. Come on. See.
That was just a practice. All right, you got action. Give me some.
All right.
All right, grab your tee. Remember where your ball is.
It's over there. Ready?
Remember, never take your eyes off the ball.
I'm looking right at it.
Ah.
Come on.
Oh, snap!
All right.
I did that.
All right.
I did
all
that.
right.
I needed
all
a
right.
boomerang of that, but that's okay. All right, let me take the flag out so you can see where it's at, and you got a tough act to follow. Do you even know what you're checking for?
I'm checking to make sure I get a hole in one.
I think you're losing the concept of what a hole-in-one actually is. Oh! Whoop, whoop! All right, you did it! Good job!
All right, so it's been like 5 hours. Can we go swimming now?
That was only the first hole, Aaron.
How long is this game?
Okay, we were supposed to play 9 holes, but you're right. I don't know if I actually have the patience to play with you, so let's go do something else. You know, word on the street is I'm the little sister of Venus and Serena that you never heard about. You ready for this?
Well, how come they don't claim you then?
They do. They just let me try to shine in my own light and not, you know. You hear the freshness of that can being opened, Aaron? Ah! Woohoo! I won. Oh, come on, the game was over. Can we do the picnic before we go to swimming?
Well, you're not supposed to eat before you swim, so.
Are we actually swimming or are we just like dipping in a wave pool?
here we go.
Finally at your prized water park.
Yes, because this is what Chandler Park is all about.
Wow, this is kind of cool, Aaron.
See?
I gotta give it to you.
See, I told you, look around.
All right, so what are we doing first? We getting in the wave pool?
I want to get in the wave pool first.
Okay.
Then we're gonna go down the slide.
It looks like they have a snack bar here.
They do, but don't forget, we still have our picnic.
Oh,
that I
you
packed.
did? But you packed it last year. I'm nervous, so we'll know for next time that we can order. They got a full menu. Okay. And I even like that in case you forget stuff, if you forget your swimsuit or a beach towel, flip-flops, you can rent all that stuff there.
All right.
Kiddos look like they're having a blast. Oh, it's cold. I've had enough. I'm gonna sit down, relax, and catch some sun.
We didn't even have get that wet. We
I'll
gotta
leave
go.
that for y'all.
All right.
I'll watch our bags. You go ahead and have a good time.
Okay, I'm going back.
All right. Hi, Aaron. I see you. Aaron, look out! Woohoo! All right, now Aaron, I have fun, but I am starving, and you promised me a good lunch. So let's find a picnic table
Yep.
and, you know, and grub.
All right, you will not be disappointed.
All right. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming along on our journey at Chandler Park today. I had a great time, Aaron, and thanks for showing me around. I didn't know that all this stuff existed on this side of town.
Right, and the last time that we went to Rouge, I had no idea all that stuff was going on over there.
See, we're learning about each other's neighborhoods. This guy promised me a picnic lunch, so we're gonna go grub and we'll catch you later. Look forward to hearing from you.
See you guys.
All right, what you got?
I will be filling out the 2020 census. I did it before 10 years ago, but I had no idea what it was for. I thought it was just getting a count of the people. I had no idea that it was for funds for housing, schooling, and the road. So now I'm really going to fill it out this year, next year. For those who may be skeptical about filling out the census, I would say do it anyways, because now you can be that change that you want to see. So if you want the roads to be better, schooling to get better, healthcare, you can actually fill out the census and we can get that funding for the city of Detroit. My name is Brandon Hunter. I'm filling out the census, so I encourage everyone else to do it as well. Be counted, Detroit.
I look at what's happened in this city in recent years. It was 6 years ago, almost exactly this time, when the national media descended on Detroit to publicize the news that we were the largest municipal bankruptcy in the country's history. And you remember what the images were like. They showed people marching, they showed dilapidated buildings, they showed broken down fire trucks and ambulances, and it was like we didn't have a future. For probably nearly every one of you here that was working, you went through years where you got hours cut, health care cut, pensions cut, pay cut, watched your friends get laid off. You may well have been in an office with a computer that didn't work. You may have had 4 different supervisors in 2 years. It was almost impossible for even the best employees to excel. And yet a whole lot of folks stayed and believed in this city. Every time somebody in this room helps to get a park cut, helps to get a road paved, helps somebody with an income tax refund, helps somebody through their latest health problem. You just talk about all these different aspects of city government that people here have played a part in. And what I hear more and more is city government is starting to care. This city is headed the right direction, and I'd like to be able to thank all the employees that have made a difference. You've set a standard for a whole lot of folks, and I think it is just a great thing to be here in the City Civic Center to celebrate everything you've done. And so I just wanted to be here to say congratulations.
First, giving honor to God for everything that He has allowed me to experience with these 25 years with the city of Detroit. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for entrusting the employees as well as the staff to go above and beyond to serve the citizens of the city of Detroit. One of the things that I love is to make sure that I serve people, because when you serve people, you make people more happier. So thank you for this award.
Thank you, everyone, and more importantly, I thank God for putting me in this place. I started out in the recreation department at the entry level. I think it was play leader or rec aide. So I'm just really so blessed to be where I am today. Thank you.
As a young lady who grew up on the east side of Detroit, attended DPS, went to Howard University, and came back to the city of Detroit when everybody else wanted to stay in DC, I'm very grateful for the job that I have today.
I'm very grateful to receive this award. You know, I've been at the city, actually, I thought about this the other day, for 39 years. And it just sort of happened, you know. You know, I'm a little overwhelmed because I never got an award before. We have so many talented people who kept the city together at its darkest times, and now that we're on the uprise, it's great to see it. So thank you all so much.
Well, I'm just humbled, very humbled. I actually thought that they made a mistake. They were talking about, we need you to come and take some headshots, and I was like, and it seemed real time sensitive, and I was like, wait a minute, let me tell you, I think you got the wrong person, but I'm trying to get this information to you so you can find that person so they can get here timely. But I thank you, Mr. Mayor. I thank you, First Assistant Chief Stair. I thank you, Director Anderson, and all the great people here in this room that work very hard. I congratulate you as well. Thank you.
Just last week, I was like, I'm never noticed for anything that I do. I feel like I go unnoticed so much. And for me to get this award, and the first person that I thought above as my first choice, my plus one, was my daughter, Azaria.
All right.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
A person gets off the ambulance, and they're not just there to rush you off to the hospital, but they're there to treat you as though you are their loved one. Treat you as how she would treat her mother, or her grandmother, or her brother, or her child. And that's what we get with Christina. She's someone that you want, someone I want to take care of my loved one in a time of need.
I'm approaching my 20th year with the city, and I can say that the city has been nothing but good to me. I thoroughly enjoy working with the Department of Neighborhoods. I got a great team. Working directly with the residents is fun and exciting, and just to be a part of everything happening is just fun and exciting.
If you don't love this city, you can't do it. And we love this city. This is our heart. That's all I gotta say. Just keep working for this city. Because if you give to the city give back to you.
Detroit is a city on the move. With new developments attracting people from all over, the city has become brighter and the streets have become busier. To provide drivers safe and efficient travel to each destination, the Detroit Police Department urges those who live, work, and play in this great city to not block the box. Improper use of four-way intersections can pose a number of concerns to drivers, pedestrians, public transportation, even first responder vehicles. Signs have been posted in high-volume traffic intersections throughout the downtown area to spread a message of awareness, safety, and prevention, reminding drivers to not block the box.
Okay, I'm gassed up, hot as magma. I'm the last one, back up, before I act up. Get subtract, bruh, it's math, bruh, you don't peacock wing and pink flames in the sky. I can tell she cold-hearted when I look her in her eyes. She the devil in the sky. Only thing on my mind. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Hey, slow down, cause you move too fast, you do too much. I know you like to.
I just want to let you know that I love you and I appreciate you so much, and you help me get through everything, and you are a light to everybody's life, and you just light up every room you walk into.
Hi Demetrius, I want to say thank you for hosting this event. I had so much fun, and like what you represent as a person I really appreciate, and you really, your movements that you make with the You Matter, it really helped me through some dark times, and I just want to say thank you so much for that. Like, you are really like a shining star in this dark world, so thank you.
Hi, Meech. I just wanted to say, well, thank you for planning this whole thing because I had so much fun. I met you, Little Yachty, Sada Baby. I never thought that I would meet any of y'all, and you are so inspirational, and you're so young, but you're doing more for the community than a lot of older people are.
She my phoenix, peacock wing and pink flames in the sky. I can tell she cold.
Hey Meech, well, I would just like to say that you guys are doing such well for like your age, and you're so inspirational, and I just want to say you're watching Meech and Low.
Hey, slow down cause you move too fast, you do too much. I know you like to put on acts and act like
Meech,
everything
I just want to say
gon' be
thank you for
okay,
what you're
and
doing.
everything gon'
You're
be
touching a lot of
okay as long
kids.
as
You touched me personally. And to be honest, I think I got half my personality just from watching your vines as like a little kid. So I really appreciate it. And thanks for being you, bro.
If you like this episode and want to see more, follow us at City of Detroit. Check out more stories from the neighborhoods at Stories from DET, and tap into featured events in the city on Instagram and YouTube at Burst Detroit.